Hello and welcome to the tutorial of VoiceCrafter. The goal of VoiceCrafter is to provide an audio production platform within Unreal Engine. VoiceCrafter can be used for demos, pre-production or final products. And the audio can be either recorded by microphone or using AI-powered text-to-speech. It also includes the functionality to import a whole script in spreadsheet format and automatically create sound waves and associated files. So the way to start producing voiceovers with VoiceCrafter is we do a right click on any folder, go to audio, and now we can see the option to create a new sound wave, which is exclusive to VoiceCrafter. At this point we can choose the name of the sound wave, but we're not going to use it right now, because it's going to be modified later. And we automatically go to this window that allows us to select the spreadsheet. Now the format of the spreadsheet is tab-separated values, which is similar to comma-separated values. However, since the script may have commas, that could cause problems. So instead, tab-separated values was the option chosen for this plugin. You can export any type of spreadsheet into a tab-separated value, whether it's from Google Docs or Excel. Here we have a dummy script I created for a tutorial. VoiceCrafter uses 4 different types of values. The first one is the script line itself. This is what the characters will say in-game. The second is a unique file name for each line. The third one is the character, which character is actually saying the line. And the last one is groups, which groups several types of dialogue lines from a given character. In this case, for example, they are all greetings, which can later be used to create a meta sound that can toggle between all these different lines. You don't need to create all 4 lines for your script, and you can even have more or less, but these are the 4 ones that VoiceCrafter uses, and the ones that will allow you to squeeze the most use out of it. Then to export it, you have an option to download the files, and you can choose different formats. Here we see tab-separated values, TSV, and we choose that one. Once we open the script, we have a lot of options and customizations. First of all is that we need to make sure we have the correct column mapping for all the values. Here we have the actual script text, the name of the file, the name of the character, and the name of the group. And here we have the first available value that the spreadsheet will be importing. This is actually the titles of each column. It is not the first value. So we're going to go to the filtering section. Here we can see a preview of all the individual script lines. And we see that the title is also being considered. So instead of starting from the first line, we're going to start from the second line and skip the first line. So now these are all the usable script lines. And here we have the actual values of the first row. So the script text, the file name, the character name, and the group. This is to make sure that everything gets imported properly, because there's no actual standard for spreadsheets. So this way you can use any order or any type of columns you want, and you just assign the ones that are going to be used. And if you are not using groups, for example, you can just use none. It will disappear, and some options that we're going to see in a bit are not available. But for the moment, let's go back to the group. So here, as we already saw, we can choose if we want to export all the lines, if we want to skip a few. So if we added 10 lines at the end of the script, we import the script again, and we only import the last 10 lines. So it's a powerful tool that can give you a lot of flexibility when importing your script. Additionally, you can filter specific columns by specific text. For example, if you want to filter only the group greetings, we go to filtering within the group column and we type greetings. Or we can filter, for example, all the lines spoken by the hero. But for the moment, we're going to import everything. Additionally, you can automatically assign the script line as subtitle to each sound wave so that the player can see the subtitles on screen. You can create folders to have a better organization of all your files, especially if you're importing a big script. You can choose to create folders for characters, for groups, or for characters and subfolders for each group, which is the default option. But for each option, you need to have a valid column assigned. So if I don't have a column character, for example, I can't use that, but I can use a group. And we can also create meta sounds for each group. That means, for example, that all of the greetings will then be assigned to their own greeting metasound. So while implementing, you only have to call one metasound, and depending on the configuration, it can randomly choose one of the corresponding greetings, or you can use user-defined, so that you have to specify manually which line of dialogue within that group should be played. This can be useful, for example, if you want to have your own scripting logic trigger specific greetings under specific circumstances. And finally, you can assign all the newly created sound waves to a given sound mix or a sound class to make mixing easier. Once you have everything properly set up, you can import the script. It's going to prompt you to save all the newly created assets, and voila! Now we have the main production window of VoiceCrafter with all the created sound waves. But for the moment we're going to close it and look at the individual files created. This is the folder in which we created a single sound wave using this option, and after the importing process, all of this is automatically created. So for example, we have our folder for the hero character. Inside it we have all of the groups, including greetings, and we have all of the individual sound waves for greetings, which for the moment are empty, but we'll get to that later. And additionally, we have a folder called Metasounds, where we have a subfolder for the hero character, and inside it we have a metasound for the greetings of the hero. And as you can see, all the sound waves are automatically assigned, and you just need to provide the input index for the system to play the correct sound wave. And a useful feature we have is that we can open all of the Metasounds source sound waves, and here we have all the individual greetings. That's all for this chapter, and thank you for watching.